So I have a really fun video for you today, and I also have a coordinating blog post to go with this video. So if you want to head over to my blog, you can find more of the information about this video. So this video is going to be using an Altenew stamp set. This Altenew stamp set is called the Big World stamp set. And this is the first time I've used this stamp set. I just got it. It was actually released 2 years ago, but that's the joy of Altenew. They don't like discontinue stuff and make it disappear. So I was able to go ahead and get it. So I'm going to collect together some ink colors, and I'm going to do some practice with the layering for the stamp set. So because this is from 2016, it doesn't have the normal layering guide that they come with right now. So currently, if you bought a layering stamp, you get a layering guide, but this is an older one. So you have to go online to kind of match the layers up with the colors, which totally fine because this stamp set is super easy to layer. So I wanted to pick some color combinations. I wanted to kind of season up these stamps, and I wanted to get some good color combinations because I'm going to be creating a very large stamped background with this stamp set. In fact, I'm going to be creating a 12 by 12 layered stamped background. So while I'm stamping, I'll tell you a little bit about this layout. So in November, I was accepted into the Altenew Educator Certification Program. What it basically is Stamp College. So you take a whole bunch of courses, and then for each of the courses that you take, you have to submit one kind of final project. And after you submit that final project, then you have passed that course. It's really like Stamp College, not even kidding you. So I was super happy to be accepted into this program, and I've started to work through some of the courses. And so this layout is going to be a final project for one of the courses that I took. So I'm just going to continue on here stamping and practicing different colors. You can see here my head's going to get in the way a little bit as I'm trying to line up and decide what colors I want to use and what I wanted a nice mixture of colors, and I wanted a nice contrast to create the background. So I'm just going to practice here with the layering and the colors until I come up with something I really like. And here's what I decided that I really like. So I'm going to use all three of these color combinations, and I'm going to go ahead and get a 12 by 12 sheet of Basil Marshmallow cardstock now, and I'm going to grid it. So what I did was I kind of measured how big one of those circles was, and I gridded out my paper. And so all I did was I fussy cut one of those circle things here, and I'm kind of showing you what I did. So I found the center, and then I kind of measured and gridded out how much room I would need for each one of the worlds. And then I'm going to layer them all, right? Yep, this took a really long time. So what I did was I started by putting the worlds into the gridded areas. And then for the next layer up, I would start by using this amazing sand eraser from Tombow, and I'm erasing all those lines. You can't even see them when this is done. So I'm erasing the middle line just thoroughly, and then I'm actually going to so one row goes inside those little gridded boxes. The next row, the middle of the world, goes right down the middle of that line. So these are not like straight up and down, they're kind of staggered, and I thought that gave my stamped background some interest and something a little bit unique to look at. So this took, I want to say, probably close to 2 hours total, but I worked on it in teeny tiny little spots. So this is a labor of love. This is something that, you gotta want it. That's the only way I can describe it. It's not gonna be quick and easy, but those results are fabulous. Like I couldn't. So there are two kind of worlds that come in this stamp set. One is, I want to say one's the northern hemisphere, one's the eastern hemisphere. Is that how it goes? I think so. Anyway, so I was alternating between the two. And So the hemisphere that I live in, I didn't have any problems. It was always, completely the correct way up and no problem. When I got to the other side of the earth, for some of them, just because I wasn't really super paying attention, I ended up doing them kind of backwards or sideways. And we're just going to go with it because I don't think you can tell. Look how pretty. I love how this background turned out. Turned out so, so nice. So what I have here is I have some 12 by 12 paper from Altenew. This is the Our Family collection. The 12 by 12 paper is the Our Family collection. The 6 by 6 paper is one of, it's the Celebration 6 by 6 paper pot. And then I have a couple of the Our Family die cuts that I just kind of pushed off to the side, and I'm going to use those, I think, too. I'm going to trim my photo up just a little bit, and then I'm going to take all of those papers, and I'm just going to cut like some nice hunks of paper, because I want to get some nice, like, messy layers behind my photo, but I don't want to cover up a lot of that background. So I'm going to keep the layers kind of, I think the biggest layer was maybe like 5 by 5, something like that. And then I just kind of just kept backing them up and layering them up until I had something that I really liked. So just a little bit of embellishments. These are 3 die cuts that are from the Our Family die cut collection, and I'm just going to tuck them in between my layers. Those 2 pieces, the one that looks like wood and is kind of a neutral color, and then that one that's the green, they are both tags. So I'm going to stick those in between the layers, and then I'm going to put a little bit of black twine through the holes to give them some interest, and because I don't like naked tags at all. So the whole idea for this layout started with a title, and it's one of the sentiment stamps that are part of this collection, and it says, "You mean the world to me." And if you look at this picture, it's a picture of my husband and my 2 boys, so they do mean the world to me, and I wanted to use that as the title for my scrapbook page. And so I'm just going to use some Altenew permanent black ink, and I'm putting it into my stamp platform and giving it a really good impression. I think I did each of the parts of this title at least 3 times. I wanted to get a good, nice, dark impression because I'm stamping it over some of the pattern papers, and I wanted the title to pop. So these are some of the brand new acetate pieces that were just released from Altenew. They're a nice embellishment, and they're a nice heavy acetate. And there's lots of butterflies, and they're beautiful butterflies. But for this particular layout, I wanted to pull these circles out. So there are just a couple of these like watercolory looking acetate circle pieces. And so I'm just using some Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, and I'm cutting them into smaller pieces because that way I don't use them all. And also they can show up a little bit more. But I thought that they worked really well, and they added just a little bit more to that cluster where my photo is. I just wanted a little bit something more. I wanted the layers to have a little bit more layers. So very easy to do. I just snipped them in half, added some adhesive to the back, and then went ahead. Now, to the best of my knowledge and to the best of what I could see, these acetate pieces don't have that thin, clear coating on them. I tried multiple ones, and I really felt like I was going to break them. So you can see here how there's a lot of butterflies, and we'll be using those on a layout another day. So the last thing I wanted to do was I wanted to make a diagonal line of enamel dots. The reason I wanted to do this was just to, I thought about putting another circle down there, but I wanted to have like a nice line for your eye to follow. Of course, this background is a little bit busy. It's very colorful, and so I just wanted something that your eye could kind of grab and work its way up from one side of the layout through the photo and up to the other side of the layout. And so the way that I did this was just by putting some little enamel dot clusters from the bottom right to the top left, and it just gave that little something for your eye to follow. So I ended up, I think, with 3. I think 2 down there and then 1 up here. And that's going to complete this layout then. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Oh, I was erasing. Yes, I think there was a little bit, there was just this little bit, a tiny little bit of like pencil mark there. And those Tombow sand erasers, just take it right off. I think I guess I did 4. Huh, well there's the eraser. Hold on a second, how many did I do? I thought I did 3, but I think I did 4 because I put the 3 up by the title that I had kind of forgotten about. So yep, 3. All right, that will complete this layout today. If you're interested in seeing another project using these layered stamps and you want to check out my blog post, you're welcome to head over there. If you're coming from my blog, then I would love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and be sure to follow along on all these fun stamping adventures we're going to have. Last little thing I did was that I wanted some lift. My layout needed a bit of lift, and so what I did was everything was kind of already down, like it was already stuck. So I'm just lifting kind of all of the edges of all these layers and shoving an adhesive square underneath them from Square. So have a great day, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye!